Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, yep, I'm back from the Caribbean Princess. A long day of traveling. I got up around 2 a.m. my time and I arrived in my city around 1:30 a.m. my time. So almost 24 full hours of traveling yesterday. But as I leave the Caribbean Princess, she's in the news today. Also, we have to cover some of the cruise ships as one storm leaves the Caribbean, another storm enters the scene and is affecting different ports this time. We'll talk about the cruise ships avoiding their ports of call and what the interruptions could be as well. We're also going to talk about crime on cruise ships, some of the good, some of the bad, and then we're going to talk about a cruise that's been canceled a full year in advance, plus another one, and people are wondering why. Well, I have some thoughts. So we just had one tropical storm and hurricane go through the system, and now we are approaching to have a Hurricane 2. Right now it's Tropical Storm Ernesto, and she's approaching Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. She's set to hit Bermuda and then into North Carolina. Well, it's affecting cruise ships already. The Carnival has said the Carnival Pride and the Carnival Magic will both be changing their itineraries to avoid the storm. The Icon of the Seas, the Rhapsody of the Seas, and the Symphony of the Seas for Royal Caribbean will be changing. Right now, the Virgin cruise ship that's out there does not seem to need to change its itinerary. Princess, Holland America both say they don't have any ships in the area right now. Norwegian right now hasn't reported out as of yet of any changes as well. So right now, those are the 5 main ships that are going to be affected by this storm. And as we know, once this storm leaves, we'll see another one come in. So stay tuned for more services and more announcements about other cruises being changed and canceled. Speaking of being canceled, MSC has just reported that a Greenland, that's right, Greenland, where I just went to, a 21-day sailing in 2025 of next year has been canceled, as well as a sailing before that has also been canceled for operational reasons. Now, a lot of people go, well, it's a year out. What are the operational reasons? Well, first of all, let's talk about Greenland this year. Many cruises, because every port in Greenland is a water shuttle or a tender destination. It can have long lineups. You can miss the port completely because of any kind of rough seas. You cannot move those tenders. It's unsafe to do so. And so just look at Carnival this year. They've had numerous ones of their Greenland cruise just couldn't get in and couldn't go to shore. Lots of cruise lines. We were very lucky on ours that we had some rough seas, but when we got to Greenland, it had calmed down enough for us to use the tenders. So we made both of our ports not a common occurrence, unfortunately, for a lot of cruises. So that could be one reason that they're looking at changing that, because when you have canceled ports of call because of weather, people start saying, well, give me onboard credits, give me this, and then you have to scramble for other destinations to be able to go to, not just stay out at sea. Yet if you do stay out at sea, you have to provide different entertainment. You have to, entertain everybody on the ship for an extra 2, 3, 4 days that you weren't planning on. So that could be a process as well. Another easy example could be that it's just not selling as well as they had hoped, where other destinations in Europe, maybe their ships are selling much more popular, much more common. And so to take 21 days out and not have a full ship, when you can do, say, an 11-day and a 10-day on a more popular destination and sell out that ship, may make more financial sense for the cruise lines. It doesn't seem like there's any mechanical issues or any other issues like that that could cause the MSC cruise ship not to be doing Greenland. So that's good news. Bad news if you're on there and we're hoping to be going to Greenland. It is one of those things that can happen. At least you have a year in advance to make other plans if you do so wish. Next, let's talk about some of the problems that are happening with crime. As we all know, crime is everywhere. It's in hotels, it's on the streets, it's in your homes, it's in the workplace, it's everywhere, right? Well, people always report on crime on cruise ships as well. Well, the good news for crime on cruise ships is that in the first half of this year, the reported crimes on cruise ship is down this year from last year, which is pretty significant considering the ships are even more full than they were last year. And they're not basing this by how many people are on the ship, they're basing this by how many sailings are going, which means not only are there more people sailing, there's less crimes at least being reported. Now, that does bring me to another sad story because a gentleman who lives in Miami, I believe it was on an MSC cruise ship, was just arrested when they pulled into port because of bad behavior towards a young male on board. Let's just say the young male was very young. His age is under both of my hands, so you can get an idea of how young he was. And apparently he was caught on video doing things to the boy, removing his clothes, etc. on video. And so he's been charged with numerous offenses, and currently he is out on bond. It's amazing to me that you can be caught doing something so apprehensible and so disgusting and be out within 24 hours just by giving some money. Here you go. It absolutely amazes me that that can absolutely happen in this day and age, especially when things are caught on video. It's kind of like non-denying it, right? Just weird to me. Next, let's also talk about the Caribbean Princess, because as I was leaving and sitting at the airport, right around the exact same time I was getting on my plane, there was a medical emergency on board the Caribbean Princess where they had to stop the ship completely and have a helicopter come out and rescue a person in distress who needed immediate medical attention. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, you got lucky on your cruise, nothing like this has happened, and actually it did. We had, in the same night, 2 medical emergencies at different times in the buffet on the same night. So this does happen. It happens a lot. The Utopia of the Seas just had to do a rescue at sea, so it's not uncommon for these things to happen. It happens probably, I've seen helicopter rescues probably every 6 or 7 cruises I go on. So it's really not an uncommon occurrence. Now, the thing to remember for a lot of us out there as we get older and things like that is embarkation day can be the most stressful time to get on a cruise ship. You're worried you're not going to make it. You're worried you're not going to get in your cabin. Is your luggage going to show up? You have to go to the front desk because something's wrong. You got to line up there because you got to fix your credit card. All kinds of things are happening, and the stress can be, self-contained. You put it on yourself, you worry a lot. It can be from your family around you is putting stress. The kids are fussy, your significant other is not in a good mood and just puts it on you, and etc. Something happens to your luggage on the way to the cruise ship. The transportation to get you there is late. There's traffic, etc., etc., etc. And people build up that stress and tend to have an awful lot of heart issues and breathing issues on embarkation day. That tends to be the #1 day for things to happen on cruise ships, either even before you sail or very shortly after you sail. So just keep that in mind, folks. Embarkation day, try and relax, try and stay calm, and don't panic yourself about every little thing, and you'll have a much easier embarkation day and maybe even a safer one as well. Well, I hope you appreciate this news update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.